In this video, we will guide you through the OnSSET software installation procedure in the step-by-step guide of how to get all of the required code, data, and programs required. As described previously, the RE4AFAGRi modeling platform includes multiple different models. Here we'll focus on the OnSSET model. However, please come back to these slides for useful links to the data, code, and Wikipedia documentation. The RE4AFAGRi implementation of OnSSET has been developed and tested on a 64-bit Windows 11 computer connected to the internet. It's written in Python, and detailed instructions are coming up next. In short, you will require Anaconda, the code downloaded from GitHub, the model input data from Zenodo, and more help can be found on the wiki page. Here's a brief overview of the installation steps in order. First, it's probably a good idea to go to see these instructions written out in the link provided. Then we will install Anaconda, get the code from GitHub, extract and unzip this repository folder, get the OnSSET replication data from Zenodo, extract and unzip the replication data, and open the Jupyter Notebook environment with the RE4AFAGRi code. All of these steps will be demonstrated in more detail coming up now. If you don't have it already, go to the link provided here to download the Anaconda distribution. This will give you the latest distribution for your operating system. This has been tested on Windows, however, it could still work on Mac or Linux. Follow the installation instructions when opening up the downloaded installer to successfully install Anaconda and get the Anaconda prompt program on your computer. Then you will need to go to the RE4AFAGRi platform repository on GitHub. Follow the links provided to get to the platform. Then you need to download the code repository from GitHub by clicking on the buttons here. You can download all of the repository as a zip folder from the link here. Then you will need to make sure to extract the whole repository to a specific location on your computer. Any place is okay, as long as you remember where it is. This repository must be extracted and no longer in a zipped folder. Once you've extracted it, the contents should look roughly like this on the right-hand side. You will also need to go to Zenodo to get the required input data. Here on this page, you can find links to the Zenodo where you can see the replication data for all of the different models, including also those for OnSSET. Make sure to download the replication data for OnSSET. This file in zip form is roughly 2 gigabytes in size. Make sure you remember where you download it on your computer. Then you will need to make sure that you unzip correctly the OnSSET replication data folders and include them inside of your also extracted platform code. This will go into a folder called OnSSET replication, which is inside the OnSSET folder within the repository. Your path should look roughly like this, where you include the OnSSET replication folder. And in the next slide, I'll show you how it should look inside that folder. Again, make sure that this is fully unzipped and not in a zipped folder, and the path is correct. Otherwise, you are likely to find file not found errors when running the code. Opening up the OnSSET replication folder, if it looks correct, the OnSSET replication folder will be inside the OnSSET folder, which is inside the RE4AFAGRi platform repository code folder. The unzipped contents should look roughly like this, with 5 folders and some additional files. Once you've correctly downloaded, extracted, and included the repository folder as well as the replication data, you're now ready to run and install the Python environment, including all of the required Python packages. To do this, you will open up the Anaconda prompt program that you installed earlier by downloading from Anaconda, and you will run commands in this order. First, you will need to navigate to where you installed the platform using the cd command. You will type cd space and in quotations the path to your repository. Make sure, again, this is the unzipped repository. When you have gone to the repository, then you will need to go and navigate into the OnSSET folder within the repository using cd onset. And then you can copy this command here, conda env create, etc. Probably best just to copy paste it so that you don't make any spelling mistakes. When you run this command, it will download and install all of the required Python packages and solve the environment to create the correct RE4AFAGRi OnSSET environment on your computer. This might take a very long time, including solving the environment and downloading many different Python packages. If it takes a long time, it's quite possibly not stuck. It might just take a while to finish. Next, we can test to see if the Python environment was installed and activated correctly. To do this, also inside your Anaconda prompt, make sure that you're inside the OnSSET folder of the repository. And then you will type the command conda activate RE4AFAGRi underscore onset underscore environment. Again, copy paste to make sure that you don't make any spelling mistakes. If this works correctly, the beginning of the line inside of your Anaconda prompt will say RE4AFAGRi underscore onset underscore environment instead of base. If this didn't work, then this should not show this way. Once you've activated your environment, then type the command Jupyter space notebook. And then if Jupyter Notebook is installed correctly, this will open up in a new separate browser with the Jupyter Notebook. Just note, make sure that you do not close the Anaconda prompt window in the background, which is running and serving your Jupyter Notebook. If working correctly, you will have your Jupyter Notebook open in a browser, which looks like this at the bottom, with several different folders from the OnSSET part of the code repository, including an IPython notebook called mlet extraction to OnSSET. In the next videos, we'll show you more of how to actually open and run the different Jupyter notebooks to run the OnSSET code. However, if you need more information, background materials, or more detailed instructions of the different parts of the model, don't hesitate to go to the RE4AFAGRi wiki, where there are detailed instructions and more information available. If you run into problems, try go back and follow the instructions again and see if maybe you made a mistake or a specific piece of software wasn't installed or instructed correctly. However, if you're still stuck, please go onto the GitHub repository, go to the Issues tab, and create a new issue. If you're still stuck, you can reach out to us by email, and we'll try to get back to you. Creating a GitHub issue looks like this. Give your issue a title, write a detailed and useful description of your issue, and submit it. This also makes sure that your issue, if solved, can help other people instead of everyone being helped individually. Coming up next, we'll get more into the details of OnSSET, how it works, how to run it, and how to make sure it works for your scenarios. Come join us in the next videos.